today's little piece of karate are segments taken out of the kata Seiyunchin. For most people, it's the kata that kind of starts like this. It's a kata that's characterized by a lot of square stance, shikudachi, no kicking, and a very, very different kind of forward and backward movement where you're pulling and pushing. The interpretations given to me by some of my teachers are that it is a kata that is designed to get people going on the idea of moving in combat, moving forward and moving backward in combat, to hit and to strike from afar, or to grab and seize and draw in combat. These are the two ideas that I've been given over time. One is taken directly from the translation of the name. The other one was taken from the interpretations by Sensei Chinen. So I'm going to play with some ideas. It's not going to be an entire kata section. It's just going to be one or two ideas. So the first thing that I'm looking at is this opening move. And what we normally do, we normally teach that if somebody's grabbing onto you, you're blocking, grabbing, dropping and pulling the person, redirecting their arms, grabbing on, seizing, drawing them in, and then using the knife hand, the nukite, more than likely into the groin. So if I use Zoe as my uke again this morning, and we work on the basic idea, let's move a little bit back so we get a little bit more space. Alright, Zoe's attempting to grab two hands, I'm intercepting, grabbing, pulling down, and that's where the shikudachi comes in, redirecting, grabbing, and striking into the groin. This is the basic idea that is the foundation, the cornerstone. I want to work on the idea that I'm too late. She's gotten hold of me. Alright, and she's going to shake and do all sorts. More than likely, that headbutt is coming out, and either back leg, more than likely, is going to do a knee. Alright, so the idea is that if I can pull this down and push this back, all I have to worry about is that knee, and if I step here, I can strike into the groin. So it's this idea that these arms are settling and creating weight. This hand, that's the other hand, coming up, pushing down. Now I can move in, strike the groin. I don't want to try and break free, because while her hands are on me, she can't hit me with them. Alright? I just want to lock them up. And I want to be moving in these kind of directions. So that settling, that first part, when you see the person settle down, I think it's critical because it helps people understand you're sinking in and using your body weight to drop and to pull the person in because they're holding on to you. And now all I have to do is limit the weapons that they can use, which is more than likely that headbutt and that kick. Alright? So that's part one. She grabs on, arm over, so like this. The moment I turn, or let me do it this way, you can see. You stay there. This hand here, this hand here, settling and pulling. Alright? This is going to stop her from headbutting me, which means the only option is for her to knee me. And what I can do is one hand, because we have two hands doing this blocking action, one hand can be blocking that leg, other hand can be striking into the groin. Alright? The next one, this movement followed by this. And the idea I grew up with, somebody was attacking from behind, grabbing onto you, and you were lifting and doing an elbow strike. Alright? And for me, I feel that sometimes it has some value, but you're still in a precarious position. So if somebody is grabbing on from behind, and I do this, her hands are still here. And if the person is astute enough and strong enough, and I'm going to be on the ground, and it's time out, done. So my first thing is, I like the idea of, if we're standing up, and we're engaging in fighting this way, grabbing and pulling this hand, and then stepping with this hand and elbowing. Okay, so this hand pulling and elbowing. What I teach my children is somebody trying to bear hug you, you're coming in the center and you're putting an elbow into the solar plexus, or more seriously, into the throat. So that would be the first thing, followed by a hit and a hit. So, hit, hit. And very, very close quarters. But entangling hands of sorts, pulling in, elbow, this hand, clear this arm, and hit. So there's another idea for us to work with. And then, my final piece I'd like to work on is the ending of the kata. Now, various schools do this various ways. Some schools, just a small little movement. Some schools, big, let me move back so you can see a bit better. Big outward movement, upward movement, turn, drop, and roll. Some schools project the arms forward and back. Some schools keep the arms bent at 90 degrees. For every school that is doing it slightly differently, there is a different point of departure in terms of application. Where I am at right now, the focus is on this downward movement. And a lot of the time, I've seen that people are, again, it's that double-handed, and you're trying to break the grip by pulling it open. Again, I don't like trying to break that grip. If I was going to do this, this makes much more sense to me because it's a lot less effort, and I can immediately create a response. So that's just focusing on the end piece, hand position, there's the knife hand, and it gets used straight away, like something like that. Okay? The next thing I like to work on is the idea of grabbing and drawing an arm in. And then this hand coming down or down. So I do this, my partner looks to go to my legs to try and take down, and we're working down towards the shikudachi. So one hand is effectively leading the other hand. And this draws a strong parallel to a more senior kata called kururumfa, where you break to the side, kick, break to the side, and kick. So I like this a little bit more because it tends to be a little bit more functional. Hooking and scooping the arm. It's a digging motion, trapping, locking. Have a look, she's already looking for my leg. I don't want to stand up with my legs close together because she's going to get to me. I want to drop down. And there's that second elbow attack into the back. Alright, so 3 ideas from the kata Seiyunchin, and ideas for us to apply and to play with. And as we grow more and more like open-minded in how we view the kata, we'll see that the foundation application that you learn for gradings and testing, very important because they act as a stepping stone to more advanced or more practical or more complicated applications and interpretations of kata. Like I said this morning, very, very short, very, very sweet, nothing like overly complicated. 3 ideas out of the kata Seiyunchin. Thank you very much. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Thank you for watching. Bye.